Okay, so can you guys hear me? All the way at the back, can you hear me well?
Got some thumbs up. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming and putting up with the tech issues. So this is my mistake of starting guest speakers right when class starts. So next time, 15 minutes. I was trying to be kind to your, like, it's probably really late for you, right? You're in the UK?
All the way over in Israel. It's
Oh, wow.
one of the risks of working for a startup company. Sometimes there are hours. It is what it is.
Okay. Well, I apologize and thank you so much for meeting with us. So yeah, we're excited to hear all about diversion and how we could use it in our classrooms and for our small projects. So
Fantastic. So I'll fire away. So good morning, class. My name is Omer. I'm the community manager for Diversion. And what we do is we make, well, the really nice tagline elevator pitch is effortless version control. So has any of you ever had a chance to work with a version control system like Git, Plastic, Perforce? Yeah, I'm seeing some nods. Okay, so you know generally what it's about and what it's for. So what do we do that's different than other solutions? Because there's a bunch of, right? Of course, the big names, but also Tortoise and a lot of options. We are directed at game development. That means a couple of things. First of all, we keep both your files, like your code file and your assets together. So if you've ever had to set up a Git project, you had to set up a Git LFS maybe, and you had to manage your animations, your models differently than your code, then we don't do that. Everything just lives together. We try to be as simple to operate as possible because we know game dev. Personally, my background is in software. I'm the ex-Navy software engineer and recently also an indie game dev. So I'm familiar. I'm very comfortable with black terminal screens and typing on code. But in game dev, it's a multidisciplinary field. You have a lot of people that might not necessarily be comfortable with this. So we try to keep everything just as simple as possible. UI for everything, just to keep everything easy, and because game dev is difficult enough, so you can focus on making games and not in configuring servers. How many of you guys use Unreal Engine? Okay, there are majority of hands. Fantastic. So what I want to do is show you guys a quick demo of how to set up Diversion with Unreal, so you can just see how easy it is compared to any other options you have. So let me share the correct screen.
So to give you a little context too, so because I didn't, other than the email I sent you, so we're just starting up a new games program here at the University of North Texas. So really, this is our first games group to work on a full-on project. So they are working on Unreal. We have been debating within the school, building up this program, what to do for a server. And we were in a film department, and they're arguing about an on-site server, but we'd have to manage Perforce for that. So this group, I heard about Diversion through the Global Game Jam, and it seemed like a really good option. So a few of our students have used like Helix Core and Perforce, so they were used to that. And so I think I introduced them to Diversion, and I know there were some like hiccups and some frustrations, and that's when I kind of reached out to you. So yeah, just to give you a little context, they're in their Unreal project using Diversion right now, and so yeah, we're really excited to hear about the setup and then just ask questions and stuff. So
yeah, for sure. Fantastic. Okay, so if you already set up, so I'm gonna breeze through this and I'll focus more on like routine work and other use cases. So what I'm looking at here is just the default third-person template from Unreal. And I want to set up my Diversion project. I have the Diversion desktop app downloaded and installed, and I'm signed in. As you can see, I'm doing work for a couple of weeks in the end of March. We'll be in at GDC. And I have inside my in my editor in Unreal, I have the Diversion plugin. which is good for 5.3 and above. So 5.3, 5.4, and 5.5, you can use the plugin. And what the plugin lets me do is when I want to start a new project, when I initialize a repository, I don't have to go through the app, through the new repository screen. I can go directly from my project and I can say, connect to revision control right here at the bottom right. In my list of providers, I have Diversion because I have the plugin enabled, and I say initialize. And that's it. We are officially good to go. The project is hooked up, it's connected. What it's doing now, you saw the message also in the bottom right, says it was syncing in the background. So if I go back into the desktop app where I can see it very well, I can see that the Diversion demo repo now appears. It wasn't here a second ago. And it's syncing now, right? It's this flashing icon here, which now disappeared. It finished syncing. So what am I looking at here, and what was the sync, which might be a concept that may be a bit difficult if you're coming over from, especially from Perforce, but from any other system as well. So what we have here is the Diversion demo local workspace, right? And I also have, it's been created 17 seconds ago, the Diversion demo repository. So this right here at the bottom, this represents all of my files that are in the Diversion servers. And this is the local working copy that I have on my machine. The syncing process, the fact that I'm synced, means that all of my changes, all of my files have been uploaded to the Diversion servers. They already exist on our servers. This means that if, for whatever reason, my computer bursts into flames right now, then all of the work already exists. Nothing has been lost. You can recover it. You would need our help to recover it in this situation. With the files, everything exists. What it doesn't mean is that other people can see my work. So my workspace and all the pending changes I have in my workspace are being backed up in the background as I work. When I'm ready, like for now, I've initialized the project. I want to commit my changes, which would just only mean revealing them for other people working on the same branch as I am. Are you guys using branches? Yeah, okay, fantastic. So we'll look into branches as well. Did you use streams with Perforce? Did you have the chance? Anyone? No, okay, good, because it's notoriously difficult. I couldn't manage to get it working myself. So right now here I have all of my files in blue because they've all been added. I already have an initial commit, which is my dvignore file, which is created by default, which tells Diversion what not to synchronize. It just comes pre-configured for Unreal Engine. It's good for most use cases. And if for whatever reason you need something else, then you can just a text file, you can edit it. So I'm going to commit all of my changes, which is just the third person template. All right, it's going to tell me all the fantastic stuff I'm committing and going. Okay, so far so good, familiar. All right. Okay, and same thing I can do from, because I have the plugin, I can do the same thing from within the editor. If I go, let's print something. So I'm going to go into the third person blueprint, and I'm going to print string. Right. So now I'm going to give it a second, right? It's syncing, and give it a second. And when it's done, here it goes, and they say, okay, fantastic. I have this green check mark that item has been modified, which is true. I modified it. So I can go ahead and take a look and see what I can diff. So diff against depot or repo. I can diff and see what changes I've made. I can see it through here. Right, I can see my print string over here. And if I go to commit through the editor, then I can also, through commit changes, I can see all the files have changed, and I can have the same view through here. So even if I were to change, let's say I'll also change the the max walk speed, let's say. Right, I want to walk a bit faster. All right, then same thing when I commit. Right, then I also have not just the graph, I can see what changes I've also made. Like I said, right, changing speed.
You know what on this?
Like,
This is pretty cool. Sorry, I'm talking about this is really cool.
oh, you were not familiar with oh, okay. Yeah, so this what I showed you just now, the diff option. This is just default Unreal Engine behavior for version control. So whatever version control you connect to Unreal would give you this. You would need the plugin for which version are you guys using for Unreal? 5.5. Fantastic. So you can start doing this immediately. If for whatever reason I want to go back to what I want to like take another look at some change I made in the past, and I always have this diff button right over here at the top. I can just go and see the previous versions. Right now there's just this, but even if I might be a bit small on the screen, if I hover it, then I can see the commit message, right? So Depot, which is the most recent commit, says changing movement speed. That's what we just did. And the first revision where this file existed is revision number 2, third person template. Then I can also see it here, and I can see it at any point, compare any other version through history to see what changes were made. This also means that if I know that this file was in a certain state, for example, I know that up until something broke, I have a bug, and I'm not sure maybe how did I do something, when did something change, and I can go through the history and actually see the code, and I can copy paste out of this, right? Just like it's a blueprint graph, right? I can copy paste, and it can help me just keep track of my changes, whatever, it's even blueprints. At the end of the day, it's code. Sometimes you make a mess, and you want to be able to go back and see what you did, and you can't using the plugin. So this would be, I think, the most like basic routine workflow. You make a change, you commit. You make a change, you commit. Does that make sense so far? Any questions? Do your days look more or less like this? Make change, commit, diff, and commit. Fantastic. Some commit best practices in general and also in Unreal specifically. So you want to have your commits be as small, as self-contained, and as frequent as possible. This will help you have a higher resolution of your changes. So you want to go back in time. Say maybe you want to cherry pick, just take one commit from one branch and take it to another branch. Then it would be easier to do it. Say you messed up. Sometimes we mess up. I want to undo my change. I want to revert a change from the past. Then the more encapsulated my commits are, that will be easier. Other than that, you have under world settings here for any map, you have the external actors option. Do you guys know what this does? You know what this is? Okay, so turning this on, and I'm pretty sure it's on by default. I'm not sure for every level type, but right now it's on for this. This enables what's called one file per actor. And what this means is that every actor you have in a level is its own file, right? So if I go, I can't see it inside the editor because the editor hides it for me, manages it for you. But if I look in here, it looks like love, refreshing. Okay, so if I look in here under my content folder, right, which is this is my content folder. right, I can see that I have some extra folders here that are hidden by the editor called external actors and external objects. And there is a file for every actor that there is in the map. So when I move this, I'm not changing the map file. I'm changing its file. Okay, and that means that it would be more difficult for me to have my work conflict with someone else. Have you guys ever had to manage a conflict? Yeah, how the guy nodding in the first row. What happened?
I mean, there's been like multiple different times, but usually it's just like someone changes something that someone else also changed, and then you just don't know like which one you want to keep.
And that was from a branch.
Uh, no, it was more of like two people. Well, yeah, it'd be like merging a branch into like a main or something like that, and then there's merge conflicts there.
hmm Okay.
But what you're
Yeah,
saying,
that's
so this setting you're just saying, so multiple people could be working in the same level. Like one person could be working on lighting, one person could be working on assets. Is that what you're saying? And it would adjust the files within that level instead of the entire level you'd have to check in? Is that what I'm seeing?
yes.
Okay, that's awesome.
So each of these, you can see that right over here. There's a small column for revision control. Right, it's because each of these is a different file. So if I now like move this and save, then this, I'm gonna have that check mark up here in a second. This will be updated because it's this file. It's not the map file.
Is that a larger file size? I mean, does that increase? How much does that increase the size of the project?
That I'm not sure how much it increases.
Okay.
I haven't tested it out myself, but is your map file, actual .umap file, will be very small.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And then you have an extra file for each one of these. And if I now go to commit my changes, then I can see, right, it's SM ramp, right? Because the editor translates that for me. Now you see it's under game third person, right? This file doesn't. If I mouse over, this is the file path, right? It's some hashed large string of file name, but it knows to say that this ramp, right? It's like moving
Essentially,
ramp,
it's like a sub project. Like the level is kind of a sub project at that point, right? Is that kind of because the project folder
uh,
doesn't change, everything within it does. I'm just trying to understand.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I follow. No, it just the editor manages like a separate
Gotcha.
list of actors that are here. So it's not like you could think about it like as a sub. You could do the same like level instancing with sub levels. You could do something similar. Yeah, that just like the children change and not
The parent
itself. All right, so still staying on the concept of merge conflicts, which is it's the worst thing that can happen to you working with version control. The usual strategy for merging binary files is not to do it because usually you can't for most things. You theoretically you could. You would just need a specialized tool per type of file. You could do it through. You could merge blueprints in Unreal. You can. There is a blueprint merge tool. I want to see if I can. It's a bit finicky. It's Unreal's tool. I want to see if I can get it to work. If I can show it to you. So let's create a merge conflict. We'll use branches and create a merge conflict. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to create a new branch. Like right now, I'm on the main branch. So as part of my open world survival RPG, Right, let's start working on a crafting system for my incredible game of the year. So I'm gonna create right through the through the workspace menu, right, new branch, right, crafting system. Okay, I created a new branch and nothing changed. I'm gonna go right, even in here, everything looks the same. I'm gonna go into the file, and you'll excuse me for avoiding the enhanced input system. Let's try like the I key, I guess, or right, the I key will open my crafting inventory. Right, so I'm gonna print inventory when I hit the I key. All right, fantastic. That's my crafting system. So let's commit, same as before. You see that now it's grayed out. It's gonna become enabled in a second because it was syncing, it was uploading in the background. Right, so I'm gonna commit, right, inventory system progress. Okay, I've made a commit. Back in the desktop app, now you can see that the inventory system, here it is, the inventory system is in a different branch. Right, it's not on the main branch, it's in the crafting system branch. And if I want to get like a better idea, maybe visually, then I can see inside the branch graph, I can see that I have all of the commits I've made earlier, right? All of them. I can see their details down here on the bottom. All right, and I can see that crafting system is in a different branch. Okay, so now I want to simulate working in a team, right? So I'm gonna go back into the main branch. And now I'm going to create a new branch again, right? Let's call it combat system. Okay, fantastic. Right, if I go back here, you can see that I can still see my changes from the other branch. This is because of the way Unreal manages files. So if you switch branches like I just did back and forth, then the safest thing is to restart your project. So let's just do that. Right, fantastic. And now I'm going to go and open or try and open my third-person character. I'm going to give you a heads up. I will get a warning right now. It won't let me open the file. This is our what we like to call the soft lock, the auto soft lock system. So because we're working in Unreal and I have the plugin, so I get it actually inside the editor, because I'm synced in the background, then my agent, Diversion's agent, the piece of software that keeps me synced, knows that this file has been updated elsewhere and changed elsewhere. So when I try to open it now, it's going to prevent me from doing that. It's going to tell me, I don't know if you can see the text, I'll read the highlights to you. Okay, trying to open this file. A newer version of this asset exists in another workspace. That's correct. It was soft locked, can be opened, but if changes are saved, a conflict might be created. Proceed with caution. Okay, so I can say, whoa, let's stop with that. And I can see that I have the yellow exclamation mark here that says that there is a potential conflict. And again, I'll read it out to you because the text might be a bit small. Potential conflict. Oh, sorry, first of all, in blue, it says there are no modifications, which is correct. I didn't modify it. Right now, in my workspace, this file hasn't been changed. It's in a different branch. And it says that it's also edited by, well, me right now. I have date and time on a different branch and that the change has been committed. So right now I can see a name, I know which branch, I know who's working on this file, I can communicate with that person and ask, okay, what are you doing? Is it something important? Maybe it's something I need. Can you release the file? Can you commit it? Or can I, like, do we expect these changes to be, so like maybe we're both adding an actor component. which is also a best practice of working in Unreal, is using actor components instead of just creating mega actors, because it makes managing conflicts easier. So I can have that piece of communication. For whatever reason, I want to go ahead. I'm throwing caution to the wind. I'm editing this file. It might create a conflict. Let me in. Open for edit. And here I am. You see, I don't have the changes from before because I'm on a different branch, and I can just go right ahead. So I'm gonna, we're in combat system, right? That's what we see what we're doing. So let's say left mouse button, and now I'm gonna attack. And you can also see down here at the bottom right, the unsaved icon is yellow instead of white because it's warning me because I'm in a file that's soft lock. All right, I can compile and I can save, and it's going to make absolutely sure that I want to do this. I'm going to override soft lock, and here I am. I made changes to this file. Now I'm going to also commit it, syncing, finish syncing, fantastic. Attack, work in progress. Okay, great. Now let's close this down. And I want to look at the brand graph, and I can see that I have, just like before, I have the crafting system and I have the combat system. I can, right now it says, oh, because it's me, but if we're working in a real team, you would see everyone who's working on one. It would be very easy to manage. So now I finished both, like my team, right? We've finished all of our features. So let's merge it back. So I'm going to start with the crafting system, right? Let's go back to the main branch and let's merge the crafting system, right? This should be smooth, right? Because there are no conflicting changes between main and crafting system, right? So I'm going to go over here to the branch menu and I'm going to say merge the crafting system into main, merge. Fantastic, we're good. Branch merge successfully. I'm good. Now I'm going to merge now in the branch graph, I can see that I have this commit that's marked in red. It's because it's a merge commit. Now I can go right back and merge combat system into main, and I have a merge conflict. That's it. We done did it. And I have this over here. It's telling me that BP third person character UAsset has a merge conflict because it's a blueprint, it's a binary asset, it's not a code. I can't do anything with it through here. So using just this interface, I have the regular conflict resolution strategies. I can choose incoming or choose current, right? So I can choose to, one way or another, override my work and lose work. This is through the app because it's a binary asset. Now let's see if I can get the merge tool to work. Not a lot of people know about it. We have documentation for it on our website. So if I can't get it to work now, then I'll send it to you and you can try it on your own. Okay, it might take a second to realize that a merge is happening. See if they'll let me. Right, anyway, if I open it now, then I can see that I have the inventory changes, right? That's correct. And it's not picking it up. This could be, hold on, let's do it live. Let me just we had a small issue with it, and I do have my own version of the plugin with which it should work. This is a fix that's pending We're waiting to release it to Fab. Let's give that another go. Okay, fantastic. So you can see that there's this yellow, the yellow arrows here that says that the contents of the item conflict with updates from the repository. So now I can open up the merge tool, which is, again, this is Unreal. This is Unreal's own tools that we just interface with. Right, and I can see here, I see revision 6, which is the incoming changes. I have my local copy, and I can also open up here on the right to see like the last common parent that these files had. Right, I can see that it's commit number 4. It's the last that they had. Do I have it available here? And okay, this no problem. When I say start merge, then I'm going to see here that in my current changes, I have, there's no we saw a single, right? I can see it right over here behind me, right? This is the current changes, and I have my incoming changes. So what I can do, right? I want them both. I can say, right, accept source or accept target. I can take either or. I want both. So what I can do, and what's very unintuitive about this tool is that this, right, it says read only, and that's correct, but not in the background. So I can copy right out of here. And if I look over here right now in the center, if I paste, it just appears. And this is my local copy. Okay, and this would have worked the same if, well, there's nothing conflicting about the components, but if I like added an actor component or changed something in the movement component or whatever, I would have been able to see everything through here. Okay, so I have this. That's fantastic. I can finish merge. Right, it's thinking, it's doing its thing, and there you go, and that's it. And I have merged, and I haven't lost any data. So this is, I wouldn't call this common. If you do your best and you stick to best practices and try to work in isolation as much as possible and keep your commits as small as possible and use actor components to keep your actors small, then this should be a rare occurrence. On top of that, we have the soft lock, which would help prevent this. But even if the worst has happened, then you can avoid losing work using this tool that we support it. Does that make sense? Are there any questions about something I said, about something I didn't say? I'm seeing no's, so
I think it made sense to them. It
sounded like
it's after lunch. I think they're all a little tired.
Yeah, I think it was for University at Buffalo. I gave this at 9 a.m. So they all crawled in.
Yeah.
That was also yeah. Yeah. So that's it on my end. This is Diversion. This is the tool. This is the workflow that we can offer that we think is better than what other people have to offer. I'm biased twice. Obviously, I work there, but I'm also the earliest adopter. That's how I got this job. I used it myself. I think it's a fantastic tool, and we have a pretty active Discord community. We have over 1,000 members. Some of them work in professional studios, like working on legit commercial projects. So feel free to hop in. start rubbing elbows with people in the industry, as well as, of course, any help you need with diversion. And Gabriel, I'm telling you, if you guys decide that you want to hop on the educational tier, then there's a bunch of extra benefits that you can get, like a dedicated support channel with us for any issues you might have.
So I think I'll want to talk to you about that because we've been I'm just building up the program here. I came from the University of Utah, where we had like a dedicated hard server, Perforce server, but it had a full-time IT manager who managed it, right? So if we needed a new depot, we would send the info to him. He'd set it up, and our students could get onto it. Um, but if we could do something like this, I'd love to hear what kind of educational tier we could use. But it sounds like for my students, like what they're doing now is they get the 10 seats and the 100 gigabytes. So that I think that works good for these projects. But I think I would like to chat with you about something bigger for faculty who maybe are running a classroom or a class project where we may want all of our students having access to Perforce to do one like individual classroom stuff too. So.
Yeah, fantastic. We already have this kind of thing with other universities, so
Great.
just hit me up and we'll make it work.
Awesome. And while we have you here, I want to give them a chance to ask any questions. I know you guys have been using it for a few weeks now. Are there any pain points or anything that's frustrating you with it, or kind of like any hiccups you've had, or you kind of? This is awesome because I know they were really frustrated a few weeks ago, but now it sounds like it's working for them. So part of the reason I wanted you on here is if they had any of the pain points, they could bring them up. But it doesn't sound like they have any right now.
I kind of solved all mine.
They solved them all. Okay, so.
It's my favorite kind of problem. No, yeah, we're familiar with the auto sync. Sometimes it's takes a bit getting used to because to my knowledge, we're the only ones who do that. So it's like not familiar, even if you used other things. Yeah, what kind of issues did you have that you managed to solve? Just out of curiosity.
I don't remember exactly for me, but like one of my only like gripe with diversion is like sometimes it's hard to tell like the UI when there's a merge conflict, it's hard to tell like what the differences are or like what actually changed depending on like what kind of file it was or what was changed, but sometimes it's a bit hard to tell like exactly what I'm trying to like choose between. Um, so that's like my only like gripe with it, I think, at the moment. So
What's the incoming, what's current, like what does that even mean?
yeah, yeah.
That sort of thing. Yeah, these are like they're like the standard, more I don't want to say more techie words, but these are like the standard words. Yeah, they might not be the most intuitive.
No, but this is great. No, so they're kind of my guinea pigs to see how well diversion works as a solution. Running my own indie studio, no, this can be a huge pain point is just getting your project set up. So anything that'll get us my students and big projects that we can easily intuitively just use and get to work with, that's awesome. So
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, let's just touch base on this
okay.
Monday.
No, that sounds great. And thank you so much for visiting. That was super helpful. I think yeah, they learned a lot of good things. So yeah, I'll chat with you.
Fantastic. Stay in school, kids. Have fun and join the Discord. See you around.
All right, thank you.
Bye bye.